So quick deck tech on Grixis Phoenix before we get into a quick play video. Grixis Phoenix was an adaptation of Is It Phoenix that adapted to fight the Geological Appraiser, Quintorius combo, Amalia combo. Basically meaning you no longer had to rely on Lightning Axe, instead you had access to Bitter Triumph, Thoughtseize to the party. The main additions to the deck, obviously, is the Bitter Edition over Lightning Axe, the access to Thoughtseizes, so a little bit more proactive instead of having to hold up counter spells. Sheoldred, sometimes it's good. It's been in the main deck of some of these decks. It's been in the sideboard of some of the others. Some decks omit it completely, just going for the Picklock, Prankster, Ledger Shredder, Arclight Phoenix straws. Remains to be seen which version is better in the mirrors and all that nonsense. This deck is a little bit more something akin to Rakdos with Treasure Cruise, which I don't know that is a terrible place to be in the meta. You have Thoughtseize to disrupt your opponent. You have fairly proactive threats in Ledger Shredder and Arclight Phoenix. Sheoldred can be a decent way to close out the game. Picklock Prankster serving double duty as self-mill, card advantage, plus a 1/3 flyer. All in a nice, quite tidy package. You have 17 or 19 lands plus a bunch of cantrips, so you're still regularly getting your Phoenixes back. You're still abusing Treasure Cruise, so basically all the things that makes Is It Phoenix so good without having to rely on soft counter permission. Rather, you're able to use things like Thoughtseize and Go Blank. The sideboard, you get access to things like Leviana. Don't know how good that is, if it's one of. Dark Betrayal, pretty decent in a lot of the mirror matches, whether it be against Rakdos midrange, Rakdos sack. So decent as a one of. Collective Brutalities helps against the red decks that have been running around. Also gives you a little bit more anti-combo hate. One of Necromentia. Helps against Lotus Field and stuff, which could otherwise be a pretty messy matchup. Ashiok, this is primarily here, I'm guessing, for the Lotus Field deck, but also decent in some other matchups. Helps as a slower graveyard hate piece against something like Greasefang, while also being a self-mill tool in certain matchups. Go Blank, actually I should say one more thing about this. Decent against the Fires decks, especially Enigmatic Incarnation, keeping them from searching their deck. Go Blank serves a lot of the same purpose it serves in the Rakdos matchups, or the Rakdos decks, as additional discard, as well as ways to get rid of the graveyard. Ray of Enfeeblement is a decent one of. There's a ton of decks running around that this hits. Hits Mana Dorks out of any of the ramp decks, whether it be Gruul, etc. But mainly it's against humans, spirits, angels, and Greasefang. Mystical Disputes for fighting the Counterspell Wars against Blue-White Control, Lotus Field buying you some time, Spell Pierce, very similar effects, and then Path to Peril when you need a little bit of extra kick against some of the more go-wide creature decks like Boros, Convoke, and Mono-White Humans. So this is a Grixis Phoenix. Let's get into the match, see how the deck plays. We're here for a quick match with Grixis Phoenix. Yeah, hand seems fun. I think one of the issues with the Grixis list compared to the Is It Phoenix list is the velocity isn't quite there as much. But, I mean, each version has cards that are reactive. In Thoughtseize, at least, is a proactive card. The question is, am I supposed to Thoughtseize on one or hold it Fatal Push? I think Thoughtseize on one, see what they got. Okay, so glimpse the core. Turn target cave. Take the only card they can actually play. Okay. Rejuvenator, sure. Triple Thoughtseize is a thing, I guess. Pass. That goes to 6. Titan of Industry. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Okay, goes to 2, pass. big dome ramp strategy. Go blank seems okay. Ashiok seems decent against their search for lands part of things. Don't really know about Necromancia. I don't know what their ramp payoffs are, so just be this. Fatal Push. Doesn't seem like it's particularly the best against them. Like, they could have elves, I don't know, but they seem to be more of a actual true ramp deck, so this hand is fine. Shredder go. Maybe they have something weird like Cruel Harpooner. Yeah, see, this is where Ashiok could be okay. Whoa, about to hit a land drop. Oops. All right. Yeah, Ashiok will be a good card in this matchup. People attempting to find a way to rebuild mono green. Guess it feels more like the old Atarka World Render ramp decks, especially with that Haven of the Spirit Dragon. So wouldn't be surprised if it's like Titan of Industry, Atarka, Dragonlord Atarka, and Ugin at their top end. Okay, what does this hand do? Of course they have Warping Whale. Go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently with a decision to make. Problem with Cavalier is if it hits anything nice, we could be in some trouble. was really hoping this is just firing up Lair of the Hydra. Go to 2, and then go to 0. That was close.